Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about coordinative ability and its training method. Coordinative ability, it is the ability of body to perform movement with perfection and efficiently. Means ability to change the movement or directions efficiently and effectively without getting this balance. Coordinative ability, it is of six types: adaptive ability, balance ability, combinatory ability, kinesthetic ability, rhythmic ability, and orientation ability. Adaptive ability. Adaptive ability is the ability that enables modifications of motor activity on the base of comparisons or anticipations of new or changing conditions while performing activity. Means adaptive ability means ability to adjust the movement or to adjust or completely change the movement on the base of comparisons or anticipations of new changing situation. Balance ability. Balance ability means ability to keep the body or its part in a stable position. There is no movement. Combinatory ability. Combinatory ability means ability to put partial movement together into more complex movement. Means combining one movement with others movement. It is the systematically and meaningfully combining the movement of different body part for successful performance. For example, in gymnastic, team game, football. Means uh, combining the movement. Kinesthetic ability. Kinesthetic ability means ability to realize kinetic and dynamic features of movement. Kinesthetic ability means learning through feeling of sense of body positions, muscle movement, weight, etc. For examples, in gymnastic workout. Rhythmic ability. Rhythmic ability, it is the ability that enables to grasp the motor movement and express that movement in very coordinated way with a graceful movement. Means it is the ability of a sports person to understand the rhythm of the movement and execute that movement with a required rhythm. For example, in gymnastic, the sports persons. Next is orientation ability. Orientation ability, it is the ability to analyze and change the position or movement of the body in time and place. For example, in boxing ring, play field, etc. Okay, means ability to change the positions and movement of the body in time and space. Next is these are the six type of coordinative ability. Coordinative ability means ability to perform the movement perfectly and efficiently without getting unbalanced. Six type of coordinative ability. Adaptive ability. Adaptive ability means ability to adjust or completely change the movement on the base of comparison or anticipation of new changing situation. Balance ability. Balance ability means ability to keep the body or its parts in a stable position. Combinatory ability. Combinatory ability means ability to systematically and meaningfully combining the movement of different body part for successful performance. Kinesthetic ability. Kinesthetic ability means learning through the feeling, realizing the kinesthetic and dynamic features of the movement. Rhythmic means ability to understand the rhythm of the rhythm of the movement and expressing that movement according to the required rhythm. Orientation ability. Orientation ability means ability to adjust himself as per the time and condition of the place. Next is circuit training methods. Circuit training methods, in this methods was developed by Morgan and Edmonds. In circuit training methods, a series of selective exercises are performed without rest at different stations. We make 6 to 8 stations, and at each station we perform the exercise. At each station a particular type of exercise is performed without rest, with certain number of repetitions or certain duration of time. The important things to be kept in mind that while selecting exercise, each exercise should be different from the previous exercise, and it should not consist for the same muscular group. For example, if in first station we are doing the exercise for hand, then in next station we should do the exercise for leg. Okay, it should not consist the same muscular group which were used in the previous station. That is, successive stations should have different exercise. In circuit training methods, the exercise are planned in advance, and difficulty can be increased by number of repetitions or by increasing the time duration. Look at the pictures here. This is the circuit training methods. In this, we make a different station. Station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and all. And at each station, we make a different exercise. For example, at these stations, we make exercise for arm muscles, and here we do the squat for leg muscles. Here we do bench press for shoulder muscles. Here we do sit-ups for abdominal muscles. Here we are doing skipping for wrist and ankle muscles. Here we are doing push-up for shoulder muscles. Here we are doing rolling pull-up for leg and abdominal muscles, and here we are doing alternate toe touching for whole body stretching. This is the method of doing the circuit training. Okay, we make a different station 1, 2, 3, and at each station we make different exercise. The advantage. What are the advantages of circuit training? The advantage of circuit training methods is that it is the best methods for the beginners, as it develops strength, endurance, coordinative ability, etc. A single person or coach can control number of students. 5 to 10 stations can be trained at the same time. In circuit training, there is no boredom because the exercise keep on changing. In circuit training, maximum functioning of muscles is gained, and general as well as specific exercise for the games are performed. And the disadvantage points to be kept points to be considered in circuit training is that the number of repetitions at each station, different exercise from the previous exercise. The exercise should be different from the previous station. No rest should be given to the players. The duration of exercise is approximately 30 to 2 minutes, etc. This is about the circuit training. Now we have completed our 10th unit training in sports, in which we have discussed about strength, endurance, speed, flexibility and coordinative ability, its type and its training methods. Let's once again do a quick revision. First, what is training? Training, it is a process of preparing an individual for any event. Training, it is a process of preparing an individual for any event. In training, we give practicals and theoretical knowledge. Training, it is planned in advance. We give training in a systematic and scientific way. Their strength means ability of muscle to overcome resistance, means the amount of force the muscle can exert. There are two types of strength, static and dynamic. Static means fixed, there is no movement. So in static strength means overcoming the resistance without movement. There is no movement. For example, pushing the wall, you are using the force but there is no movement. Dynamic strength means ability to overcome the resistance while in motion. There is movement. It is also known as isotonic. Iso means same, tonic means tension. Dynamic strength, it is of three types: maximum strength, explosive strength and strength endurance. Maximum strength means ability to overcome maximum resistance. For examples, in weightlifting, powerlifting, etc., you have to overcome maximum resistance. Explosive strength means ability to overcome resistance with high speed. You have to overcome the resistance with high speed. For example, in jumping activity. And strength endurance means overcoming the resistance under the condition of fatigue. For examples, in swimming, you are in the condition of fatigue, then also you have to overcome the resistance. There are three methods to develop strength: isometric, isotonic and isokinetic. These are the three methods through which we can develop strength. Isometric exercise. Iso means same, metric means length. So in isometric exercise, the length of the muscles remain the same. There is no movement. Therefore, the work done is zero. There is no visible movement. And for example, pushing the wall, you are using the force to overcome the resistance, but there is no movement. There is no visible movement. Its advantage next is isotonic. Iso means same, tonic means tension. So in isotonic exercise, there is same tension in the muscles. The length of the muscles keep on changing, that is shortened or lengthened during the actions, along with tension in them. Isotonic, it is of two types: concentric and eccentric. Concentric means upward movement. For example, lifting the dumbbell upward. In concentric, flexor muscles become shortened and extension muscles become lengthened in size. Eccentric, it is opposite of concentric. In eccentric exercise, it is the downward movement. For example, lowering the dumbbell down. In this flexor muscles lengthen and extension muscles become short. Next is isokinetic. Iso means same, kinetic means motion. So in isokinetic exercise, there is same motion in both flexors and extension muscles. The muscle contract simultaneously. For examples, in cycling, swimming, etc. Next is um, endurance. Endurance, it is the ability to resist fatigue. We can say ability to continue an activity for a long period of time without any fatigue. Endurance, it is of two types: anaerobic endurance, aerobic endurance. Anaerobic endurance, again, anaerobic means absence of oxygen. Anaerobic, again, it is of two types: speed endurance, strength endurance. Speed endurance means the activity is done with maximum speed and the duration is short. And strength endurance, the activity is done forcefully, powerfully, for a short duration. Aerobic endurance. Aerobic means presence of oxygen. In this, the activity is done with slow speed. Speed is slow and the duration is long. Done for a long duration with slow speed. There are three methods to develop endurance. That is continuous training methods, interval training methods, and fartlek training methods. In continuous training methods, the activity is done continuously without any break in between the workout. Continuous training methods, it is again of three types: slow continuous training methods, fast continuous training methods, and variable continuous training methods. In slow continuous training methods, the activity is done for long durations and the speed is slow. And in fast continuous training and slow continuous training methods, it's helped to develop aerobic endurance. In fast continuous training methods, the activity is done with fast speed and the distance for a short distance. It helps to develop an aerobic endurance. And in variable continuous training, it is a combination of slow and fast continuous training methods. In this, the speed keep on changing. That is, sometimes the speed is fast and sometimes the speed is slow. It's hard to develop both aerobic and anaerobic endurance. Interval training methods. Interval training methods. In this training methods, the workout is done with interval in between the workout. That is, incomplete rest is given in between the workout. The total workout is divided into small parts and incomplete rest is given in between the workout. For example, workout, rest, and so on. Interval training methods, it is also of two types: slow interval training methods, fast interval training methods. Slow interval training methods, the workout is done with medium speed, with slow speed, whereas the distance is long. Slow interval training methods, it's help to develop aerobic endurance. Fast interval training methods, we do the activity with fast speed and the distance is short. We do the activity for a short distance, or the player is made to run short distance with high speed, and it's helped to develop an aerobic endurance. Next is fartlek training methods. Fartlek training methods, it is a Swedish term which means speed play. Fartlek training methods, in this training methods we use the natural environment. We use the natural resource, natural environment for workout. The natural track is used for running. In this training method, the athlete is free to run from starting point to ending point with his own speed. He may run slow, fast, jogging, walking, etc. He is free. He regulates he regulate himself. The athletes himself regulate or control his speed. The athlete is free to choose long cut, short cut, etc. And the things to be kept in mind that he has to reach the destination end point in a desired time. In fatigue training methods, the distance is kept around 10 to 20 kilometers and time is around 1 to 2 hours. Next is speed. Speed Speed means ability to perform the movement as fast as possible. How fast you can perform the activity. Okay, speed means ability to do the movement as fast as possible. Speed, the persons who have white muscle fibers, they have more speed. Speed, it is of 4 types: reaction time, accelerations, speed of movement, and locomotor's ability. Reaction time means time taken by the body to respond immediately to stimulus. How fast our body react to that signal. For example, in 100-meter sprint, as soon as the command command he received, how fast he react to that command. Acceleration, it is the time taken by the body to reach maximum speed from a stationary position. How fast our body reaches to its maximum speed from a stationary position. And speed of movement means time taken by the body to perform complete action. And locomotor ability means ability to move fast with change in direction. He has to maintain the maximum speed for a long duration of time. Methods to develop speed. First is acceleration run training methods. Acceleration, it means ability to attain maximum speed in a minimum time. In this training methods, the athletes run 20 to 30 kilometers with maximum speed so as to attain his top speed. And he do the repetitions 5 to 10 times with sufficient rest in between. Pace run training methods. In pace run training methods, the speed is kept constant, because if the speed keep on changing, then the race is affected to a great extent. Therefore, the athletes try to keep the speed constant, and constant speed is maintained through various ways, like by giving feedback by the coach, or by telling them the time, making certain check mark over the track, or with the help of helper runners to guide at different point, etc. But nowadays a treadmill is used to maintain the same speed. Next is flexibility. Flexibility, it is the ability of joint to move in maximum range without any pain. Okay, ability to stretch the joint as much as possible without any pain. Flexibility, it is of 2 types: active flexibility, passive flexibility. Active flexibility means stretching the joint without any external help. Active flexibility, it is again of 2 types: static flexibility, dynamic flexibility. Static flexibility means stretching the joint from a stationary position. There is no movement. For example, chakrasana, toe touching. Dynamic means movement. So in dynamic flexibility, stretching the joint while in motion. For example, in gymnastics. Passive flexibility means ability of joint to move in maximum range with external help like with the help of partners, other equipment, etc. Methods to develop flexibility. First, active flexibility training methods. In active flexibility training methods, the person does not use any external help to stress the joint. Active flexibility training methods, it is of two types: static flexibility training methods, ballistic flexibility training methods. In static flexibility methods, the players do a slow stretching exercise from a stationary positions and hold the final position for some time. For example, bending the body sideward. In this, the person do a exercise slowly. He slowly stretches his body and hold that position for a few seconds. Okay, for example, chakrasan and side bending, toe touching, bhujangasana, etc. Ballistic flexibility methods. In ballistic flexibility methods, the person stretches his joint while in motion. In this, the final position is not hold, whereas swinging helps to attain flexibility. For example, swinging the leg to sideward, upward, backward, etc., so that his flexibility can be improved. Passive flexibility training methods. In passive flexibility training methods, we use external help like with the help of partner, external equipment, etc. And the care should be taken. We should perform proper warming up, avoid jerky movement, etc., so as to avoid the injury. And last, it is coordinative ability. Coordinative ability means ability to perform the movement efficiently and effectively, means ability to perform the movement perfectly and efficiently. We constantly change the movement directions in a shortest time without getting this balance. For examples, in badminton, etc. Coordinative ability, it is of 6 types: adaptive ability, balance ability, combinatory ability, kinesthetic ability, rhythmic ability, and orientation ability. Adaptive ability means ability to adjust or change or modify the movement on the basis of anticipations or comparisons of new changing situation while performing the activity. Balance ability means ability to keep the body or its part in a stable position. Combinatory ability means ability to combine one movement with other movement for successful performance. In this, we perform in this means ability to systematically and meaningfully combining the different movement of body part for successful performance. For example, in gymnastics, we combine the various movement of the body part. Kinesthetic ability means ability to realize the kinetic and dynamic features of the movement. Rhythmic ability, rhythm, means ability to grasp the motor movement and express that movement in a very coordinated with a graceful action. Means understanding the rhythm and expressing the movement according to that rhythm. For example, in dancing, gymnastics, etc. Orientation ability means ability to adjust himself as per the time and condition of the place. For example, in playground, boxing ring, etc. He adjusts himself according to the time and condition of the place. And in circuit training methods, in this training methods we make various stations across 5 to 10 stations, and at each stations we perform a different exercise. A series of selective exercise are performed continuously without any rest at different station. And the things to be kept in mind is that each exercise should be different from previous exercise, and it should not consider consist of the same muscular group. For example, in first station we do the exercise for leg, so in the next station we should do the exercise for upper body. There should be no repetition. Like, look at here. Okay, we make various station. We make approx 5 to 10 stations, and at each stations we perform different exercise, and each exercise is different from other exercise. Look at here, in first station we do the exercise for arm muscles, and in second station we do the exercise for leg muscles. In third station we do the exercise for shoulders, and so on.